Bottom of the third inning, no score. Tigers and Oakland A's at the Oakland Coliseum. Rick Porcello facing the 9-1 two-hitters for the A's here in the third, starting with Cliff Pennington, and the first pitch is high and outside. Switch hitting shortstop is just 2 for 22. As a left-handed batter this year, batting lefty against Porcello. He swings and pops it up behind third. Santiago calls off Inge along that left field line in shallow left. Makes the catch, 1 up and 1 down.
Well, I tell you, outside of that first inning, he gave up a bloop single in the second, and the stuff looks pretty good. It's early, but we are seeing some movements, some inconsistencies. But once you have some success, you have confidence, and this is a team that you really have to go right after because of the lack of power, and the hitting prowess for this ball club is certainly not the strongest. I'm talking about the A's.
Even with their improvements, it's going to be a struggle, you would think, to score runs. A pop fly down the left field line that's going to drop by the A's bullpen, actually carried into the front row. It was a long run, a fruitless one for Ryan Rayburn in left. Other ballparks, he could just stand there and say, well, it's going to go foul, or just jog over.
Yeah, I hope I know that person that caught that and dropped it, and the other person picked it up.
But here you got to keep running. And you can run over some bullpen mounds, too, into foul territory. Strike one pitch. Breaking ball hangs high. Looks like he's trying to throw the occasional curveball in this game, something that he had scrapped for a minute or two.
It's need a lot of practice to get it consistent.
Now the 1-1, swinging a ground ball foul. And, Jim, you like the idea that a guy can have both, even though it can obviously mess up a pitcher if he
can. But I like more like Phil Koch does. Like he has different. It's not so much a curveball or a slider, like in between. Just different angles, get different dippings with it.
1-2 pitch, line drive, and it's almost knocked down. Diving attempt by Rhymes off his glove into shallow right. That'll be a base hit for Coco Crisp.
Winning brought you Sunoco, fielding victories for 125 years. I just think that from a hitter standpoint, when you have a breaking ball that you can throw with different breaks and a different sharpness, it's just so tough for the hitter. And I caught pitchers like that, and you might call them a curveball. It's so tough to control that 12-6 curveball. Yep. That's why I kind of like those in-between breaking balls. Doesn't mean you can't throw them. I mean, look at Verlander. That's one of the best, but he also has different types of breaking balls.
That brings up Derek Barton. First pitch is in the dirt. Jim, the concern with Rick was that because it was different arm slots, it maybe messed up his sinker. But a pitcher really does have to learn to throw from different arm slots, doesn't he?
Especially, a youngster like this young man who does not have a real good breaking ball. It's the feel, it's the grip, it's the rotation, the arm angle.
No score, bottom of the third. Man on, man out. Crisp fake going. There's a strike on the outside corner. Coco Crisp is a superb base stealer. He's 5 for 5 this year. Remember, he had an injury-shortened season last year. He stole 32 bases in 35 attempts.
Yeah, not only he's got what you call baseball speed.
Jim, that was in less than half a season's worth of games.
That's amazing, it really is.
He was running and running. He's got a very short lead. Then he takes a big secondary lead. Tigers pitch out, but Coco Crisp wasn't going. So now a 2-1 count on a guy who knows how to draw a walk, Derek Barton, who led the American League in walks last year.
That is where you remind the pitcher to make the runner stop.
Porcello, the 6'5" righty, works third base side of the rubber. He's going to turn and throw over to first. That's one of the quicker moves we've seen.
Yeah, I think he's been working on that. That's one of the better ones. Got to help yourself. Just don't try to get the hitter out. You've got to do all the other things to be successful.
Just paying attention to the runner with a throw or two, even a step off, can slow that runner at first. Another throw to first, this time Coco Crisp back standing up.
And that had good velocity.
It really did.
I think that was in the 90s over to first base. Keep it up, Rick.
I wonder if they ever put a gun on the throw over to first.
That'd be interesting.
Just to see.
Yes.
You got to believe some of those throws are approaching what they throw to home.
Yes.
Barton, the left-handed batter, waiting. No score, bottom of the third, man on, man out. 2-1 pitch. Low and outside. Alex Avila held it for an extra beat. Didn't change the mind of the home plate umpire, Scott Berry. Porcello got into a first inning jam. Barton with the infield single. DeJesus with a single to center. Willingham walked consecutively. With one out, the bases were loaded. Matsui hit a bullet up the middle. Santiago grabbed it, stepped on second, double play. There's a line drive slicing down the left field line. It's going to go foul. Barton knew it right off the bat. Landed in the A's bullpen, and it's now 3-2 on the number 2 hitter in the Oakland A's lineup, Derek Barton.
And you have a chance for another double play. Strike him out and throw him out here.
Barton's hitting .279 in the early going. Hit .273 last year with 10 home runs and a full season's worth of at-bats. Porcello sets. Runner goes. The pitch. A strike on the inside corner. Throw it on to second. No chance. My goodness. I didn't even think he got that great a jump, but he was in very, very easily with his 6th steal of the year. Man on second, 2 outs.
Well, it's a quick start, number one. Then he puts it into another gear. There was good swing back action on this pitch to Barton. He probably thought it might have been a little bit inside. He might have got somewhat of a break, might have gone around the plate. But we did see some swing back action there, and that's good.
Second strikeout for Rick Porcello. Man in scoring position for the second time for the Oakland A's. They only had 2 at-bats last night with a runner in scoring position. They were 0 for 2. DeJesus takes a breaking ball that crossed up. It looked like Alex Avila. He was setting up for something else, and he's going to go out to talk with Rick Porcello.
Well, catchers never cross themselves up, so you know Ricky crossed him up. And if he had called the breaking ball, got the fastball, he wouldn't catch it. But if you call a fastball, think it's a fastball, you get a curveball, you can catch it. But you're always after that, you're very precise with the signs.
And it always happens with the man at second, first time in a game.
There's another one.
DeJesus takes a strike. One ball, one strike.
All right, Rick, right here, buddy.
Santiago keeping an eye on Crisp at second, trying to shorten his lead. The 1-1 pitch. Swinging a foul out of play. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. One and two on David DeJesus, hitting .190 coming into the game. Guy can hit for average, some extra base power, not a lot of home run power. He takes a pitch off the plate inside. Jim, I like the way he's keeping the ball down.
Yes, and I like him pounding hitters inside also. Don't let him get comfortable in the batter's box. I think sometimes that happens too many times, especially the young pitchers.
No runs, 1 hit for the Tigers. No runs, 4 hits for the A's. We're in the bottom of the third. 22-year-old native of Morristown, New Jersey, Rick Porcello. 2-2 pitch, swinging the line drive, right center. That's trouble. That's going to drop for a base hit. Rounding third and cruising home is Coco Crisp. And the Oakland A's take a 1-0 lead on a 2-out single from David DeJesus.
Well, we got a pitch that he was able to put in play, and that ball hung up a little bit, but the outfield pretty spread out here, and nobody really came close to it. Well, the stolen base created a run.
1-0 A's in the bottom of the third. All the hits for the A's singles. You'll see that a lot with Rick Porcello. He'll give up hits, but especially down the stretch last year, they were almost entirely singles. As he finished the year very strong, he steps off here. DeJesus has some speed. He is not a base-stealing threat.
It was really nice to get DeJesus out of Kansas City.
Since the Tigers faced them 18 times. But the Tigers will say the A's 10 times this year. An unusually high number.
Yes, it is.
Here's a swing and a miss. Josh Willingham at the plate. Over his last 10 starts last year, Rick Porcello only gave up 8 walks and 8 extra base hits. Jimmy faced 266 batters.
Well, that tells you the action on his pitches. He was a different pitcher. After the trip to Toledo, it's amazing what that does to to players.
Cleared his head. There's a pitch off the plate inside.
Well, they get that meal money down there, and they say, oh, the envelope's not very big. I got to get back up where the
15
buildings
today.
are real tall. Man, what, you don't have your own beautiful plane? Wait a minute. Travel's great. Toledo's great. They're great fans, but nothing against Toledo as a player.
You want to be in the big
You
league.
want to be, that's right. I mean, that's simple.
There's a strike to Willingham. Willingham, guy can hit the ball hard, hit the occasional home run. Doesn't strike out a ton for a power hitter. He struck out 18 times already this year in 45 at-bats.
Last night he looked like he just wasn't aggressive.
There's a ground ball weakly to short. Santiago scoops it up, and he'll toss over to first. Nice, easy toss to get Willingham. And the A's settle for one on the two-out single from David DeJesus. We played 3 in Oakland, and the A's have a 1-0 lead on the Detroit Tigers radio network. A's are in the top of the 4th inning. Dan Dickerson and Jim Price from the Oakland Coliseum. Game 2 of a 4-game series. Glad to have you along on this Friday night. Ground ball weakly to second base. Charging and scooping Ellis. A quick toss to Barton. First pitch of the 4th inning is out number 1.
I want to mention a really sad passing. Reno Batoya, former Detroit Tiger, recently passed away, and our condolences certainly go out to his family. I knew Reno, and Al Kaline was, they were roommates together the first couple of years with the Tigers, and Al has set out a release, so I get a chance. I would like to read it. Reno was a terrific guy.
There's a strike on the outside corner to Miguel Cabrera.
Reno was a special person, one of the nicest people to be around, said Kaline.
Now a strike on the outside corner.
Reno and I were close friends and roommates. We broke into the big leagues the first couple of years. Even after he was traded, we remained friends through the years. I'll miss him, and my condolences go out to his family. Just a terrific guy, and he will be missed.
There's a pitch a little bit low and outside. 1-2 now on Miguel Cabrera. Born in Italy, Reno Bertoia.
Great name.
He was one of the bonus babies in the mid-50s. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss.
Wow.
Big curveball. Cabrera had a big cut, but he couldn't find it. The third strikeout for Brandon McCarthy.
Well, we're seeing quite an arsenal from McCarthy, talking about fight and action at the plate. Got to know Reno. He was a teacher. He lived over in Windsor, and got to spend some time with him. Just a terrific man.
Played for the Tigers from 53 through 58. Went away for a few years and then came back to the Tigers in the early 60s.
Yes.
2 outs, base is empty. McCarthy is cruising along right now. This is definitely a different looking Brandon McCarthy. There's a swing and a foul out of play. Fastball at 89 to Martinez. Pitch speed brought to you by Comcast. The fastball has been up to 93. And I think most impressively what stands out, Jim, the swings and misses that he's getting from Tigers hitters.
The life on his pitches, it's a marked difference from what I remember when he pitched with Chicago and Texas.
1-0 Oakland. The strike one pitch, big bending curve down and in. It looks slower, but it's 81 miles an hour. Fairly hard for a curveball, but that has a big break on it. Martinez batting lefty against the righty. Richter's cooled off, hitting 200 coming into play tonight. Another breaking ball hangs up in the strike zone.
He's got some history against McCarthy, 6 for 15 now, lifetime, with a home run. He'll get it going. His resume says so.
300 career hitter, and the thing that really stands out, very steady.
Yes.
Year to year. Not many ups and downs with Victor Martinez. 2-1 pitch. He swings and fouls it out of play. Well back. Third base side. 1-0 A's. We're in the 4th.
I think it's pretty obvious from a hitter standpoint. Last night, not picking the ball up. We're seeing some swings tonight so far. Just not seeing the ball. But all of a sudden, he'll start seeing it, and then watch out.
Anytime a catcher catches a shutout, he deserves some credit, right?
Well, you better believe it.
That was a tough night. 0 for 5 with 5 bounce outs. 2-2 pitch. Ooh, just off the plate inside with a fastball that looked awfully good. It looked like the pitch that was called strike 3 on Derek Barton.
It sure did.
Martinez still has life. 2 outs, base is empty. Tigers trying to start something in the fourth that had 2 base runners. A single from Bosch in the first and a walk to Inge in the second. 3-2 pitch, swinging a foul deep down the left field line. Now to get into the stands. This ballpark seats 36,000 for baseball. The A's averaged 17,000 last year. They have not drawn well in recent years.
It's a shame, too. They've had some very good ball clubs, but across the bay, there's a fabulous ballpark. One of the best settings you've ever seen for the San Francisco Giants.
And if you're the A's, you're envious.
Yeah, very much so.
They've been trying to build a new ballpark for a long time. 3-2 pitch, swinging a ground ball. Right side and pass to diving Ellis into right field. That was like slow motion.
Sure was.
Ellis just kept giving chase on the outfield grass, finally dove for the ball. Out of his reach. 2-out single for Victor Martinez.
It's always been a hard infield here, and this ball, we talked about a seeing eye base hit. That was it. You need a hit like that when you're struggling. You need to get a hit, a little blooper, a walk, and keep fighting them off until you get your swing.
You don't want one more ground ball out after you had 5 last night.
Well, and not they weren't hit, put them all together. They weren't even hit hard.
That brings up Don Kelly, bounced out his first time. Brandon McCarthy's getting a lot of easy ground ball outs, and again, that is not his history. So, Jim, maybe the changes that you talked about with the A's are going to turn him into a different style of pitcher.
Oh, I tell you, the life is a marked difference.
Here's the 1-0, swinging a line drive. Fair ball down the left field line. He tucked it just inside the line. Kicks off the wall to the left fielder, Willingham. Martinez will get over to third. It's a sharp line drive double the opposite way for Don Kelly, and the Tigers have runners at second and third.
Well, there is a heck of a piece of hitting. The ball, the tailing action away, did not try to pull it. I mean, it almost looked to me like he read the pitch and swung that way and stayed with it and hit a slicing drive. That's a heck of a piece of hitting. Well, those seeing eye base hits in a double like that, the boys can break out.
You can tell sometimes the guy just swings late and tucks it inside the opposite way, but
he didn't. He read that pitch.
Tigers down a run. They've got a chance to take the lead with a base hit. The A's outfield plays just about the same on every hitter, fairly deep and straight up. Brandon takes a pitch high. Walked his first time up. He now has 4 walks. He didn't have any a couple of days ago.
That's right. Of course, last night you had no choice but to be walked.
Most of those walks were no-choice walks.
Right.
That was the wildness of the A's pitchers. There's a pitch outside, including Gio Gonzalez, who issued 6 of those walks. So he would just lose it for a batter, and then he'd get it back.
It was very unusual how he could gather himself like he did last night. But he's got one heck of an arm, Gonzalez.
Keep an eye on that name because it was fun to watch, even though it was against the Tigers, how impressive he was. 2-0 pitch outside. Getting interesting. Alex Avila waiting on deck. 3-0 the count on Inge, who has the only walk of the night.
Give him the green light because, ducks on the pond. Let him rip.
Single should score 2 with Don Kelly's speed. 1-0 A's are in the fourth. McCarthy has the sign he sets. 3-0 pitch. Right through the heart of the plate for a called strike.
Yeah, he was taken. Well, now give it a rip. We'll try this again. Look for a pitch in your zone and let her go.
Right-handed batter against the righty. Tigers trying to get on the board here in the fourth. 3-1 pitch. Fly ball, right field. Not deep. Right to DeJesus. He'll make the catch. 2 steps to his right. Inge is out. Tigers threaten but do not score. We're headed to the bottom of the fourth in Oakland, 1-0 A's. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. Opportunity came with 2 outs in the top half of the inning, but they did not score, so it's 1-0 A's. As we go to the bottom of the fourth inning, with every strikeout by a Tigers starting pitcher, Michigan Masons will donate $25 to the Model Student Assistant Program that helps teachers identify at-risk students. The Michigan Masons live better. Off-speed pitch to Hideki Matsui to start off the bottom of the fourth, low and inside. Ellison Suzuki to follow. The next pitch floats high and away, stays off speed. We'll check some scores on the General RV scoreboard. The Red Sox nation still in crisis. The Sox lost again.
Oh, baby, what will happen?
Matsui takes a strike. The Blue Jays 7. The Red Sox 6. The Red Sox have matched their worst start in history. They are 2-10.
Wow.
Here's the 2-1 to Matsui. Line drive right to Santiago. He had him played just like he did the last time, and the result was the same. A line drive, only this time he caught it in the air.
Yeah, that's exactly the same.
Love the positioning.
Thank you. I was going to say that Terry Francona, the manager, must be pulling his hair out, but he doesn't have any to pull out. But, I mean, that's incredible. I mean, think of the
Jim,
questions he's getting asked.
That is stunning.
By the media over there.
They started, 0-7. Took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees, so you figure they're starting to feel good about themselves, and now they've lost 2 more. And
it's
a 2-10 start for a team that was, I think we certainly agreed, the clear favorite in the American League.
Everybody felt that way.
It was hard not to pick them. Strike 1 pitch, weak ground ball to the right side. Ranging far to his right is Cabrera. Backhands, easy toss to Porcello. It was a little awkward, but he stumbled across the bag and got the out. 2 up and 2 down.
Good adjustment. Sitting brought to you by the DMC All-Star lineup. Reserve All-Star DMC Docs.
Other scores on the General RV scoreboard. The Rays beat the Twins 5-2.
Wow.
Ray Davis with a strong start. So the Rays now showing some life after their 0-7 start.
And Gardenhire, he must be pulling his hair out.
Twins are 4-9. They've got Joe Mauer on the DL. Justin Morneau is playing every day, but he's not hitting right now. .230 with no power.
You would think it would arrive.
But everything magnified coming off the post-concussion syndrome, and Twins fans want to see that power. There's a strike, but remember, he did not get a lot of at-bats in the spring. Neither did Mauer.
But that's still a pretty good lineup, even with Joe Mauer on the disabled list.
Morneau starts to hit. Look out. Strike 1 pitch. Right now, nobody is hitting in the Twins lineup. A check swing, he didn't go. 1-1 on Suzuki. 1-0 our score. A's on top in the bottom of the 4th. The entire Twins team is hitting under .230 except for Denard Span.
Yeah, he's been racky-tacking those singles, hasn't he? Or like you said, doesn't have any power.
That's right.
How many
then
triples
he had three triples.
That's right.
Foul out of play, 1 and 2.
Timing's everything. Jimmy has no power.
Wow.
Dan, that's another triple. Isn't that 3?
The Royals are 9-4. They beat the Mariners.
Watch out for the Royals.
6-5. Luke Hochevar with a good start. All the runs for Seattle came late in that game, before the 5 did. There's a swing and a ground ball off the foot of Suzuki. He goes down in a heap. And that right-handed batter's box quickly gets up. The Rangers beat the Yankees 5-3. They're 10-3 now, the Rangers are.
Boy.
Harrison with another good start. Boy, the 3, 4, 5 starters have been terrific. And Ivan Nova, another bad start for New York. So Phil Hughes goes on the DL with a dead arm. Nova has not made a good start yet. And they've all been short starts. And the Yankees' rotation is as big an issue as we thought it would be.
And I'm sure a lot of people are not too upset about that around the baseball fans.
Indians won again 8-2, so they're 9-4. 1-2 pitch. A little bit outside, I guess. That was very close.
Boy, break up the Indians. They can score some runs.
How about that? The Indians and Royals. Consensus picks to finish 4-5 are both 9-4.
Wow, there's a long way to go.
149 games. Ground ball to the left side. Charging Santiago, waist-high bounce. Quick flip throw over to Cabrera. Suzuki is out. That is a good inning after the opening line out. Easy ground balls off the bats of Ellis and Suzuki. After 4 innings of play in Oakland, 1-0 A's on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Tigers bat in the 5th inning. We're expecting tight, low-scoring games in Oakland. The first 2 games have certainly played out that way. 3-0 Tigers yesterday. We're only through 4 today, but you get the feeling this game's going to be very similar.
Well, last night, as good as this staff was, all those walks and great hitting by Ryan Rayburn, that was the difference. And, of course, the bad plays by the A's didn't help them. It helped the Tigers, which is good.
Always.
Appreciate it.
8-9-1 hitters. Alex Avila leads off. The first pitch is high and outside. Brandon McCarthy making his 3rd start. Debuted with the White Sox in 2005. Made 10 starts that year. Turned into reliever the next year. Then traded to Texas where he made 22 starts. in 2007, but each year from 2007 on has been shortened significantly by injury. Avila takes a pitch outside. Twice Jimmy's had a fracture in his right shoulder blade.
Throwing the ball.
That has shortened a season. 2-0 pitch is a strike on the outside corner. He's had forearm inflammation that knocked him out for months, a strained flexor tendon that finished off another season, and right shoulder inflammation put him on the DL 3 different times last year. He only made 9 starts at AAA.
Well, it'll be interesting then this year if this new mechanics change will help.
2-1 pitch, line drive, caught by Ellis. A step to his right at second base. One of the better swings of the night, but it's out number 1 here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, that's all you can do is hit it hard, and tonight's game comes to you from the ABC Warehouse broadcast booth. We take it with us. ABC Warehouse, the closest thing to wholesale.
Just fold it up and pack it into a suitcase.
You better believe it. Take our broadcast booth with us.
1 out that brings up Ramon Santiago. First pitch to Ramon is a strike on the inside corner. Suzuki was setting up outside. That pitch came back over the inner half of the plate. Santiago 5 for 18 in the early going in 2011. Good swings in the game last night. Andy LaRoche, third baseman, onto the grass in front of third. Curveball, swing and a miss, 0-2.
He missed that by 2 feet.
Is that bad?
I'm telling you, it was a good play by the catcher. Anytime the catcher makes a good play and you swing and miss, you know you missed it by a lot.
No balls, 2 strikes. McCarthy's only jam was last inning. It came with 2 outs, a single and a double by the Tigers. There's a foul to the top of the screen, and then Brandon Inch hit a routine fly ball to right.
I'll tell you, the other thing you're seeing from McCarthy is the smoothness and you know, the separateness, I think, the way he throws. It doesn't look like he's trying to get it up there in a hurry, but he's got that good life.
0-2 pitch, another curveball low and in. Well, it really would be something if he could stay healthy. Not too often you're a candidate for comeback player of the year at 27, but he is still just 27 years old.
That's amazing. But, you know, perhaps this new motion that he has will be less pressure on those areas.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball and a beauty for a called third strike. Santiago knew it. Heck of a pitch. Strikeout number 4 for Brandon McCarthy.
The curveball is a dandy.
Whoa.
So you look at a two-seamer, which is tailing action to a right-handed hitter. You have a cutter that goes away a little bit. 2 types of breaking balls and a changeup. And the command is also very good. 1 walk in this game.
Well, Jim, this is a good-looking starting pitcher. We don't remember seeing this
Didn't before
in the past. A lot of inconsistency when you don't strike out many and you have a higher than normal walk rate and you give up a lot of fly balls and home runs. That'll lead to inconsistency.
Absolutely.
There's a curveball high, so wouldn't it be something if the tweak by the A's resulted in more ground balls, a little more life, and better health?
Well, you know, that's
a pretty good combo.
You're asking for a lot, though.
There's a pitch in the dirt. You're battling the odds. Boy, it just seems, Jim, when pitcher battles injuries 4 consecutive seasons.
Yes.
You're clearly battling the odds.
Well, you really do root for somebody like this.
Here's the 1-1 to Will Rhymes. Low and inside. Couple of scores on the National League side. Giants with a 5-0 lead over the Diamondbacks in Arizona. When Matt Cain on the mound, that's a pretty bad feeling if you're Arizona.
That's right.
What a talented pitcher he is, and he's working with a 5-run lead.
One of many that wear the Giants uniform.
Jeez. 2-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball, right side. Diving stop by Ellis on the outfield grass. Gets up, throws. Not in time. What a play by Ellis. And Rhymes just beat it out at first. A 2-out infield single.
Yeah, Ellis, I think, a little upset with himself that he did not get the runner, but my goodness, he went far to his left, dove, and he slid. And he was able to get up and throw while he was standing, and Rhymes just beat it out. I mean, the agility and the quickness by Ellis to not only slide like that, but to get up and get rid of the ball. Actually, the way he got up the other way is kind of an awkward throwing position. He still almost got him.
As you said, throwing while he was getting up.
Boy.
And he got a lot on the throw. Well, it extends the inning for Ryan Rayburn in the 2-hole in Jim Leyland's lineup tonight. And he has delivered consistent extra base power so far this season. That's been pretty much a constant in his time in the major leagues, with 2008 being the exception. But the last 2 years he's hit with rock-solid power. There's a pitch low and outside, 31 home runs and just over 600 at-bats. He's hit 280 plus in 3 of his 4 major league seasons.
And it's good to see that he had a good spring and he kept it going.
Kept it going. Hitting 286 coming into this game.
He's got the Polk County Championship and hopefully gets it up here.
Slugging percentage over 500 in the early going. Swing and a miss. 1-1 on Rayburn. 4 hits now for the Tigers. Rhymes, Bosch with singles. Martinez with a single ahead of a Kelly double last inning, but the Tigers couldn't cash in. Cardinals over the Dodgers 4-2 in the 4th inning in L.A. Everything else final in the National League. Nationals beat the Brewers 4-3. Quick toss over to first, swipe tag, and that was close. Rhymes back with a head first slide.
First base umpire was pretty nonchalant there, wasn't
he? Was. And that really was close.
Very close. Yes.
Watching the replay.
Well, maybe hello.
Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Wow. Fastball in the dirt. And you don't see Ryan do that very often with a fastball. Swung right over it.
Well, he's mixing up his pitches awfully well, keeping the hitters guessing.
Nationals beat the Brewers. Run on the bottom of the 10th, 4-3. Marlins over the Phillies, 4-3. The Marlins are 8-5. Well, they've got some very good pitching. It'll be interesting to see how they do this year. Pirates 6-1 over the Reds in Cincy. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 on the inside corner. Ryan was raising his arms and leaning back out of the way. And he gets rung up by the home plate umpire, Scott Berry. 5th strikeout from McCarthy. He's walked 1. He's batting in the bottom of the 5th. They've got a 1-0 lead. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. Bottom of the 5th inning. Rick Porcello got into a bases-loaded 1-out jam in the 1st. Gave up a run in the 3rd. But he's worked a couple of easy innings in the 2nd and 4th. He delivers a strike on the outside corner, a 1-0 fastball, makes it 1 ball, 1 strike on Andy LaRoche. Now the 1-1. Short slider for a strike on the outside corner.
Best breaking ball he has thrown. He threw that with a purpose, and it was perfect.
Now the 1-2, swinging a little ground ball foul, and he got jammed severely and hit a little dribbler out to the left of home plate.
It was just, if he didn't have all those gloves on right now,
he'd be feeling it.
Yeah, he'd be yelling. He'd be yiping.
A couple of other National League scores. Rockies keep rolling. They're 11-2 with a 5-0 win over the Cubs. 1-2 pitch. Slider breaks off the plate. Julius Chassin, 3-0 with a 6-hitter.
From...
It's a different Chassin. I wonder if he's related, though.
Yeah.
The other one was Gustavo,
right?
2-2, fly ball, slicing foul down the right field line into the stand. Still 2-2 on Andy LaRoche, the number 8 hitter in Bob Guerin's lineup of the Rockies, 11-2.
Tulowitzki is off to quite a start.
4 home runs in 4 games in New York.
They were glad for him to leave.
And the Mets are glad they got rained out tonight because they're playing pretty poorly. Fly ball, right field, fairly deep. Going back to his Bosch. He will backpedal and make the catch. He had to reach up at the last moment. A lot of carry on that fly ball, but it's the first out of the 5th.
Yeah, that ball had a little more carry than I thought it would.
Aaron Harang is off to a good start. He, too, is 3-0. San Diego beat Houston 4-2. Harang was a big-time winner for Cincy. Jim, I was just looking at the last few years. He's gone 18-38. The last 3 years for Cincy, left for San Diego, and he's off to a 3-0 start with a 1.50 ERA.
Wow. I didn't realize it was that bad.
I didn't either. I thought, whatever happened to Harang? And big-time winner for several years for Cincy, but the last 3 years have been terrible. And that was a couple good Cincinnati teams in there, certainly last year. They hadn't been big winners before that. Strike 1 pitch is in the dirt. He's got the number 9 hitter, Cliff Pennington, dancing a little bit.
There was a changeup, so wouldn't have hurt.
Pennington popped out his first time up. He hits about the same from either side of the plate, just not so far this year. 194 overall and 2 for 23 as a left-handed batter. The pitch, swing and a miss. Good changeup. 1-2 on Pennington. 250 last year. A little bit of extra base power. Good base stealer. Stole 29 bases. So he and Crisp lead the way in that department. 1-2 pitch, swinging a foul down the left field line, and that will arc over the A's dugout into the stands. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1-0 A's. Coco Crisp with a single in the third, stole second easily, and with 2 outs scored on a David DeJesus. Kind of a fly ball that just dropped in the right spot in right center. The 1-2 line drive, base hit. 1 hop off the dirt and right past Rick Porcello into center field.
Yeah, that was a line drive. Now, they can hit some line drives. Not as many as Kansas City, but remind you, if you want to win $15,000, stop by the Justin James Sausage display at your Value Center Market. Get the keyword, text to 97136. Kansas City just keeps hitting the ball, don't they?
They sure do. 9 hits and 6 runs today. 9-4 start for the Kansas City Royals.
Wow.
Team that has had, 1 winning season in the last 16 years. There's a pitch just off the plate outside.
And Zach Greinke is in Milwaukee.
See where he might be getting close. He started to throw at least.
I tell you, I think he in the National League, he's got a chance to really do some good things, I think.
And the Brewers recovered from their slow start, even with a loss tonight. They're playing better baseball, now 7-6. 1-0 pitch at the knees for a called strike with a good sinking fastball. Sinker definitely has been sinking more tonight. You look at the ground ball outs in this game, double plays ended the first and second. 5 of the first 6 outs on ground balls. And since then, 3 more ground ball outs. The 1-1. Strike, runner goes, thrown out to second, and they got him easily. Cliff Pennington cut down by a wide margin, just the second time this year that Alex Avila has thrown out a base runner.
I think somebody missed a sign there.
There's no way he should be thrown out by that much.
Yeah, I think there had to be a sign because he runs a lot better than that, and Santiago had to wait for the runner to get there. So, in my opinion, somebody missed something there. But a good throw.
And Jim, I will say Alex Avila's made good throws to second.
Oh, yeah, right.
There's a swinging a ground ball right side. Will Rhymes to his left. Scoops it off his shoe tops. Easy toss to Cabrera. Crisp is out. And so are the Oakland A's. Another good inning for Rick Porcello. We're headed to the 6th inning. It's still 1-0 Oakland in the Oakland Coliseum on the Detroit Tigers radio network. Leads off. It's the 6th inning. It's still 1-0 Oakland. Another good pitchers duel. We've seen this a few times in recent days.
Sure have.
Going back to Saturday afternoon, Phil Koch and Bruce Chen, and it's continued on since. Twice more against the Rangers last night. That's 4 games in the last 5. There's a strike.
Well, that curveball has been the old equalizer. You set on the fastball, you get that off-speed breaking ball, and it's been good, consistently good.
McCarthy had thrown 86 pitches through 5. A little bit on the high side. 17 pitches an inning. Bosch swings and pops it up foul, and Suzuki will come back and watch it go over the screen. Kind of surprising his pitch count is that high. He's only walked 1.
I agree.
And it's been pretty easy.
Yeah, 5 strikeouts. So.
Rick Porcello's pitch count identical through 5 innings, 86. But he's had a couple of good, easy innings. Here's the 1-2 to Bosch. Swinging a tap foul. Another curveball. Got a big weapon for Brandon McCarthy, making his 3rd start in an A's uniform. Had to battle for the last spot in the rotation. Went 7 and 8 innings in his first 2 starts. One-two pitch. Up and in at the letters. Bosch backs out of the way. Cabrera and Martinez to follow. Maglio Ordonez remains day-to-day.
Yes.
And we'll probably just find out when his name's in the lineup.
That's
that
exactly
he's starting.
Right. Yes. Yes, there's no new update other than, hope he gets well soon.
Now swinging a line drive into center field. A base hit for Brendan Bosch, his 2nd of the night. And it's a leadoff single here in the 6th inning. First time the Tigers have had their leadoff man on. It seems like every base runner in the last 2 nights has been with 2 outs. They all have been tonight until now.
That's a good start. It's brought to you by the Jack Denver Automotive Group. Discover the Denver difference. Don't forget, after this road trip, April 22nd, White Sox will be in Motown. First 10,000 fans get an Austin Jackson figurine. Brought to you by Little Caesars. 866-66-TIGER. Log on to Tigers.com to find out more.
Now Miguel Cabrera bats, and he takes a pitch low.
You know, this is the difference. When you look at the A's, not a good hitting ball club, not much pop. You get somebody on, and you have a fellow like this up. The one swing of the bat can change the whole outlook of the ball game.
Tigers scored their runs in the 7th and 8th last night when they put their leadoff man on. The 1-0 pitch, a strike.
Action in the pen for the A's. Surprisingly, it's a left-hander.
Number 42.
That's right.
1-1, the count on Cabrera. The pitch, swinging a long foul fly deep down the right field line. Went a long way, but well foul. Cabrera tonight is lined out for the second baseman Ellis. Struck out his last time up. He is overdue after going 0 for 3 with a couple of walks yesterday and 0 for 4 the day before. Boss with a cautious lead at first. Barton holding with him. 1-2 pitch, ground ball to third. LaRoche has it down to Ellis 1. Relay to first, that's easy. 5-4-3 double play, and McCarthy gets another easy ground ball out. Bases empty, 2 outs.
Well, what we're seeing is the action at the plate. Late movement, little sink. That was the 2-seamer. Hit on top of it, easy ground ball out. 2 for the price of 1. Movement, late movement, name of the game.
1-0. A's have the lead. We're in the 6th inning, 2 outs, bases empty. Remember, the old Brandon McCarthy used to give up a lot of home runs. I'm not sure this new model is going to give up as many, Jim.
Well, from what we're seeing tonight, if he can continue this, he's going to be good.
He has not given up a home run through 20 innings this season. There's a curveball for a strike.
And I'll tell you, the curveball, we've talked about it now, the last couple of innings especially. That makes his other pitches that much better because the command of the curveball and the speed. 77, then he goes up to 92, 93 with 2 types of fastballs.
Martinez batting lefty against the righty. Strike 1 pitch. Riding fastball up in the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Martinez with a seeing eye. Ground ball single past a diving Mark Ellis his last time up. And Ellis is guarding against that this time because he's about 15 feet onto the outfield grass.
That's right.
That same ball's not going to get by him.
That's right.
Now the pitch to Victor. Breaking ball low and inside. 2-1 on Martinez, the DH for manager Jim Leland tonight. Don Kelly waiting on deck. Martinez singled in the 4th. Kelly doubled. It was with 2 outs. Brandon Inge hit a fly ball to right to end the threat. A's scored their run in the 3rd. No runs, 5 hits for the Tigers. 1 run, 6 hits for the A's. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a foul off the front foot of Victor Martinez. That stings. He's going to have to walk it off.
Yeah, and especially it hurts any time, but on a cool night like tonight, look like it got just below the knee, above the shin guard that he has there. Got to put the shin guard maybe up a little higher. We'll get a longer one now.
Get a longer one.
That's it to work. They used to be cut off catchers' shin guards in the old days when, before I started, and now they're specially made type of guards that each ball club has.
It's amazing how often you see a hitter hit it off that shin guard, and it does. It saves a few shins, some potentially bruised and broken bones along the way. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Martinez ready. The 2-2 pitch from McCarthy, strike 3. Fastball got him.
Well, what late movement, my goodness.
Martinez takes a call 3rd. It's another quick, easy inning for Brandon McCarthy. Bottom of the 6th in Oakland. 1-0 A's. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. Pitchers duel. Rick Porcello dueling with Brandon McCarthy, the 2.0 version of Brandon McCarthy.
It's a new look.
And it's been impressive. He shut the Tigers out on 5 hits. Rick Porcello hasn't been as sharp, but it's been a big improvement over the first 2 starts.
A step up tonight for this young man.
Brandon McCarthy takes a breaking ball outside. 1 for 2 for McCarthy. 2-3-4 hitters against Porcello in the 6th. Fastball, hot shot, fair down the right field line into foul territory. Fielding it in the corner is Brendan Bosch. Rounding first, heading to second is Barton. He'll make it easily ahead of the throw. Leadoff double here in the 6th inning in a 1-0 game.
That ball was down and in. That was to his liking, just inside the foul line. Cabrera dove for it, and I think he might either unhappy didn't make the play or he shook himself up a little bit. Very slow getting up down there.
Jim, that's what we saw too often in Baltimore, especially. That pitch was up and caught a lot of the plate. Leadoff man on at second. David DeJesus, the number 3 hitter at the plate. Bob Guerin likes to sacrifice. Will he ask DeJesus to sacrifice? There's a strike on the outside corner. Did not show bunt. Pulls the bat back.
Well, that puts pressure on the infield. Look out, Brandon in, Cabrera in, and, is he going to bunt? Is he going to hit away?
Only laid down 3 sacrifices last year.
I'd be thinking he'd be hitting away.
Yeah. He's your number 3 hitter.
Right, and you're up 1 already.
He can handle the bat, pull the ball to the right side, advance the runner. Here's a ground ball to short. Santiago has it near second. His only play is to first. So, not the normal way to get the man to third with the ground ball to short, but he hit it up the middle, and Santiago throws out to Jesus at first. Over to third goes Barton.
And it wasn't hit hard enough, and that was really the key. Told the White Sox to be in Motown after this road trip, the 24th. That's a Sunday. It's Sunday Kids Day. All kids 14 and under get a Victor Martinez poster brought to you by Meyer. For tickets, visit Tigers.com.
Speaking of the White Sox, they lost, and they didn't lose in the late innings. They just lost. Plain old simple loss at home. 4-3.
There's a different way to look at that, I guess, if you're a Sox fan.
Now the infield drawn in tight. Ground ball, chopped foul down the third base line. Jared Weaver is 4-0 with a 1.30 ERA.
He has been spectacular. Obviously.
15 strikeout game his last time out. A little less spectacular this time, but 7 innings, Jim, in that ballpark. No walks, 4 strikeouts, and just 2 earned runs.
That is, and Dunn is back.
Dunn is back. Dunn hit a home run. Had the, appendectomy, right?
Yes.
Strike 1 pitch, ground ball, chopped foul. Same exact ground ball in the same spot. 0-2 on Willingham. Again, a guy who's been striking out a lot in the early going. Once every 2.5 at-bats.
Well,
bounced out his first time, or last time up, walked his first time.
They pounded him inside last night. In fact, he stood there one time, took a good pitch in the inner half of the plate. See what they do when they're ahead of the count.
Infield in tight. Porcello from the full windup with a man on third and 1 out. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball outside. Couldn't get Willingham to chase.
That was the 4-seamer. First 2 were sinkers, and then he changed the eye level with a riding fastball.
Santiago and Inge about 3 steps behind the grass on the left side. Cabrera rhymes right up to the edge of the grass on the right side. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a foul to the screen. Up and in again with the 4-seamer. 1-2. The count remains on Josh Willingham, the cleanup hitter for the Oakland A's. Outfield straight up. It's Rayburn in left, Kelly in center tonight, and Bosch in right. Now the 1-2 pitch. Slider down and away, lays off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Barton has, I guess you'd call it first base speed. He's not an especially swift base runner. Coming down the line at third, representing an add-on run. 2-2 pitch, ground ball foul down the third base line. It's 1-0 A's. We're in the 6th. Activity now in the Tigers bullpen. Now Albuquerque throwing.
Yeah, that was a pitch, sinker, but it was up. You're going to throw that sinker. You want to get it in your head, inside and down, but keep it down. That's where it'll be more effective. Upstairs like that's not good.
Willingham hitting .222 in the early going, coming into play tonight. Right-handed batter against the righty Porcello. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss! He got him on strikes.
Threw the fastball right by him. Looked like it was belt high.
Strikeout number 3 for Rick Porcello. How about that?
Swung right through it. A very hittable pitch, and here comes the skipper. I don't think he liked the swings that Matsui had against the kid. Coming out to the mound, I don't think he's gone to the bullpen yet. He has not. This is going to be a little chat with Rick Porcello. He's not going to make a change, but it's exactly what you talked about. Matsui blistered the ball his first 2 times up the middle. So I would think they'd put him on, then they wouldn't have to worry about it.
Put him on, pitch to the right-hander, even though Ellis has good numbers against Rick Porcello. But he's 0 for 2 tonight.
Right.
You'll take your chances.
Well, you would think so, but we'll see.
Yep.
Well, Alex is sitting down in the crouch position, so.
Rick Porcello from the full windup, trailing 1-0, bottom of the 6th. Man on third, 2 outs. First pitch to Matsui, a little bit low.
And this could be the.
Don't give him anything to hit.
Yeah, but the old intentional walk.
One of your favorites.
Yeah, it's way down on the list with my favorites. You know that.
Santiago shades up the middle, right where he's been the last 2 at-bats. Barton takes a walking lead on the third base line. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch, inner half of the plate, and Matsui swung himself right out of the left-handed batter's box.
Heck of a changeup with good action. Think he wasn't sitting on the fastball?
Oh, did he take a rip?
Man.
And he was way out ahead of him.
I felt the breeze up here.
Big batter for Rick Porcello to get. Here's the 1-1 pitch in the dirt. Low and inside. Avila blocks it. 2-1 on Matsui. Pitch count for Porcello right at 100.
It's interesting. The A's bullpen set down.
Pretty easy 6th inning for McCarthy. He's been going 7 and 8. Now the 2-1 pitch. Low and in again. 3-1.
Well,
Mark Ellis waiting on deck.
See if they'll just put him on.
Ellis has struck out and bounced out in this game. Well, if they do, it's not going to be intentionally. Avila in his crouch, setting up outside. 3-1 pitch. Strike. Perfect pitch on the outside corner down in the strike zone.
One heck of a call by the home plate umpire. That's all I got to say. A lot of movement. Sometimes even the man in blue gets fooled. Or are they black unis now?
It's still, everybody always yells out, "Come on, blue."
Yeah, but they look a little darker than that.
They're definitely black jerseys, black shirts. Now the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes.
Another changeup.
Rick Porcello with back-to-back strikeouts strands a man at third. Heck of a way to finish if that's the end of this night. We head to the 7th, 1-0. A's on top in Oakland on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. It's off against Brandon McCarthy. First pitch, curveball, low and inside, ball 1.
Well, that should be a pick-me-up for the Tigers. That terrific job by Porcello.
4-5 hitters up with a man at third. Gets Willingham to strike out, and Matsui on strikes. Swinging a tap foul, and Jim, couple of really good changeups in that at bat to Matsui.
Especially the last one. I mean, he just about spun himself into the ground. It was so good.
Kelly tonight 1 for 2. Double down the left field line. LaRoche, third baseman, even the base. Rest of the infield back. Barton, the first baseman, near the line. Check swing on a pitch down and in, and appeal to third. Laz Diaz says he did not go.
Well, you strike out the third and fourth place hitters in a ball game like this. Well, that is a terrific. That's a step up for Rick Porcello.
Night is probably done. It's a good night. 2-1. Check swing again, and a called strike.
Yeah, you would think he would be done. Get him out on a high note.
Get him out on a high note. 6 innings, 1 run on 7 hits. 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. 2-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball right side. Barton charging to his right, has it. Underhand flip leads McCarthy. Across the bag at first. Kelly is the first out of the 7th inning.
This inning brought to you by the Michigan.
A's.
This inning brought to you by the Michigan Lottery's Daily 3 and 4. Play a hunch to win a bunch.
One swing of the bat could tie it, but you look at the swings by the Tigers tonight. Bosch has had 2 good swings. Kelly with a line drive double. And of the outs, Jim.
Weak outs. A lot of weak outs.
Cabrera hit a soft line drive. That's about it.
Avila, soft line drive.
There's a strike to Brandon Inge. Brandon tonight is walked, hit a fly ball to right with runners at second and third. Strike one pitch, curveball, popped up, foul, first base side, long run for Barton, over by the stands, and it's 2 rows out of his reach.
A long run.
He ran a long way. Let's pause now for station identification. This is the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. 1 out, bases empty. 7th inning, 1-0 Oakland. Scoreless into the 7th inning yesterday. Strike 2 pitch, high and away. The Tigers scored 1 in the 7th and 2 in the 8th. Came away with their first shutout win of the year. A's picking up where they left off last year when they led the league in ERA. Their team ERA below 3 coming into play tonight. Pitch to Brandon, high again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outfield straight up, normal depth. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Breaking ball up in the strike zone. Brandon swung right through it.
But again, that's up in the zone. But when you change speeds like that, I mean, it was like a changeup. Just had some movement, but up in the zone a little bit. Well, let's see what he does with the left-hander coming up.
Ron Romanek, pitching coach, out to the mound. With every strikeout by a Tigers pitcher, $100 will be deposited to the University of Toledo Scholarly Savings Account. University of Toledo, more ways to create your future. Well, quick conversation.
Fuel check. Can you get him? Very simple. I read his lips, folks.
Can you get him? Answer, yes.
And you have the catcher out there to, you might ask the way back to still have it,
Double check.
Double check his catchers.
Cross checker.
The catchers, they'll tell let them know. They are pretty bright, as you know.
That's what I've heard.
The rumor.
I always try to remember where I hear it from.
I know it. I don't know where that came from.
Curveball. Jim, the consistency in this curveball. There's a strike to Avila. It's been impressive.
Well, starting in the 4th inning. He used it sparingly before, but in the 4th inning, it became a swing and miss pitch, an out pitch, made his other pitches that much better.
7 strikeouts now from McCarthy. Strike 1 to Avila. Another curve, this one in the dirt. He'll throw it up in the strike zone. He'll throw it down in the strike zone. He backdoored a left-handed hitter. He comes down and into left-handed batters. He works way over first base side of the rubber. 6'7", lanky right-hander. Looks down at his shoe tops, looks up to get the sign, then into his motion. The 1-1 pitch, ground ball, base hit into right field. Solid line drive, single into right.
Yeah, that's that good swing by that kid, Alex Avila. Good short stroke, and they think that might be it.
Bob Guerin is on his way to the mound. It's a lefty. Everybody's got 42 on. We don't know who it is. We'll find out in a moment. Heck of a start for Brandon McCarthy. Big hand from the crowd here at the Oakland Coliseum while the A's make the change of the 1-0 lead. Here in the 7th, and 2 outs, a man on will possibly work. Pitcher for the A's, man on, 2 outs in the 7th.
Change brought to you by U.S. Park Fast Lane to your plane.
They turn Santiago around to bat from the right side. First pitch, swinging a foul to the screen.
Not off to a very good start. Had a good year last year, though. This so far just 3 1/3, 7 hits, and 4 earned runs. Last year did a heck of a job, 75 appearances. 5 saves, 3.01 ERA for this left-hander. Good numbers against the Tigers' lifetime. 11 innings, 11 hits, 5 walks, 12 strikeouts, and just 1 run.
Most of those innings are the Minnesota Twins against the Tigers. There's a pitch outside. Surprisingly, Jim, well-traveled left-hander who's got a .299 career ERA and a high strikeout
Always
rate.
had good stuff. I'm surprised also.
San Diego, Boston, Cleveland, Minnesota, now Oakland. 1-1 pitch is swinging a high fly ball, right center field, not deep. DeJesus to his right. Makes the catch, and the Tigers get a single, but no more. 7th inning stretch time in Oakland. It's still 1-0 A's. This is the home. Bottom of the 7th inning, it's still 1-0. Oakland on top, game 2 of a 4-game series. Rick Porcello's night has done a strong start for Rick.
Real plus tonight. I tell you, he got better as the game got on, and terrific job in the 6th inning to get to 3rd and 4th place. Strike them out with a man at third base. Terrific. 1
run on 7 hits in 6 innings, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and now the major league debut of Al Albuquerque. Well, just 3 scoreless innings for the Mud Hens. He struck out 8 in those 4 innings of work. Signed as a free agent. We talked about him
during spring training. Good arm.
Mark Ellis takes a strike.
Good fastball, and probably the best command of his pitches is his slider. But a very good arm.
Young man who impressed us in the spring. There's a slider for a strike. Ellis was backing out of the way.
Good call.
This was an interesting pickup by the Tigers. He was at Double-A last year and had a .498 ERA. There's a slider for a strike on the outside corner. Ellis never lifted the bat off his shoulder, and he heads back to the A's dugout.
Well, taking nothing away from Albuquerque, but you haven't seen a pitcher before, and it has a slider like that, that will surprise a few folks.
Lots of strikeouts in the minor leagues with a .396 ERA. He averaged 9.5 strikeouts per 9 innings and just under 4 walks per 9 innings. We saw one time, Jim, where he didn't have good command in the spring. The other times, impressive command.
Very much so.
Here's a ground ball, left side, and past Brandon Inge, past Santiago into left. Suzuki gets one just in between for a 1-out single here in the 7th.
How about that? 3 sliders to Ellis, strikes him out. First pitch to Suzuki, fastball, base hit.
Albuquerque has never pitched above Double-A, only 60 innings above A-ball for Al Albuquerque.
Well, that's scouting that the Tigers have. Everybody has. Checking the minor leagues, they liked his arm and they got him.
Injuries have been a big part of his career, have slowed his development at times. There's a fastball strike, well located down and away to Andy LaRoche. LaRoche has bounced into a double play, hit a fly ball to right. A run in the 3rd on a David DeJesus 2-out single, scored Coco Crisp. That's been it. Strike 1 pitch. Check swing, and he went too far. Sharp, late-breaking slider, 0-2. As Jim Leland said, if he can throw strikes up here, keep the fastball in the middle of the plate, this guy's got a chance to help out. But you're now taking a bit of a chance with 2 raw rookies at the major league level in Villarreal and Albuquerque.
Well, if he's like Villarreal and has no fear, welcome.
Throwing strikes so far in his debut. The 0-2, swing and a miss. He got him on strikes with another slider.
That slider's interesting. It's almost, again, in my opinion, between a curveball and a slider. It has so much down to it, but the command is just exceptional.
How about that?
I mean, you could see the down to that. It didn't have a lot of break away from the right-handed hitter.
So he's thrown 7 pitches to 3 batters in his major league debut. All 7 have been strikes. 2 strikeouts and a ground ball single. A little toss over to first to drive Suzuki back.
All sliders except the base hit.
Cliff Pennington bats. 1-0 A's are in the 7th. Pennington's 1 for 2. Albuquerque, a little toss over to first. 24-year-old native of the Dominican Republic, signed by the Tigers last November. Albuquerque, first pitch to Pennington is lifted high in the air to shallow left field. Toward the line, Rayburn comes in. He's there and he makes the catch. And a heck of a first major league inning for Al Albuquerque.
Terrific job.
Through nothing but strikes. We've played 7, and it's still 1-0 Oakland at the Coliseum on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. In Oakland, not much scoring in the first 2 games. Only 1 run in the game tonight. And one of the arms the A's added in the offseason. A live right arm and a good addition to this bullpen. Grant Balfour takes over on the mound.
Yeah, his 8th season in the major leagues. Last year, of course, saw him with Tampa. This year, only 4 1/3. It hasn't been real good. 4 hits, a couple of runs. One of those a home run. Also walked 1, but he has struck out 5. Power arm. Occasional breaking ball, but for the most part, it is that number 1 pitch called a heater. 57 appearances last year for Tampa. Right-handed hitters batted .174. How about that? Against him.
2 terrific years with Tampa. He was there 3 years. Middle year he had a .480 ERA. The other 2 years a .150 ERA, helping that bullpen really helped Tampa in the World Series in 2008. And then .228 ERA last year. He averages 10 strikeouts per 9 innings. But walks have been an issue.
This is the Ben Wall of Valverde of the A's, part of the tandem.
And with Howard Bailey out, they have Fuentes closing in the ninth. Rhymes takes a pitch high and outside, top of the order. Rhymes, Rayburn, and Bosch. And so far, Fuentes has done the job. He can be a little scary if you're an A's fan, or Angels used to get a little scared, but he's 5 for 5 closing games. Ask the White Sox if they'd take that. There's a strike.
Oh. Ozzie just yelled, yes.
1 ball, 1 strike. Barton is along the line at first base. LaRoche pinching in at short. Ground ball too short. Pennington has it. Guns across the diamond. Gets Rhymes by a step. 1 up and 1 down. 8th inning. In terms of a threat tonight, the Tigers had 1 in 6 2/3 innings of work by Brandon McCarthy. They had a single with 2 outs in the 4th off the bat of Martinez, a double from Kelly. That's been the only threat of the night.
Well, my buddies with the A's told me you'll see a different McCarthy tonight, and the Tigers certainly did. He was very good with his arsenal.
Tigers trail by a run. We're in the 8th inning. It's 1-0. Ryan Rayburn swings and fouls it right below us. Rayburn is 0 for 3. Bosch has had 2 hits tonight. Rhymes has a hit. Martinez, Kelly, and Avila. That's it. Brandon McCarthy went 6 2/3. Shut out the Tigers on 6 hits. He walked 1 and he struck out 7. Now Rayburn takes a pitch low and outside. Tigers have done little against Balfour in his career. And there's a strike on the outside corner.
Well, it'll be interesting, Dan. Anytime you go to another team, sometimes a different pitching coach will work with them and try different pitches. And we just saw a couple breaking balls. I'm not sure we saw many of those before from Balfour.
That one froze Rayburn. Now the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. A little sharper break off the plate. Rayburn strikes out. 2 up and 2 down. We're in the 8th inning. It's 1-0. Oakland on top.
This inning brought to you by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
21,853 tonight. And, Jim, I'd say there are quite a few of those actually made it versus the 11,000 last night. Most did not make it.
And actually, there's really, there might be a lot of free tickets also here today because it seems like more than that.
Pretty good turnout. Attendance brought to you by Chrysler Dodge Jeep. Brighton Chrysler Dodge Jeep, your hometown dealer. Brendan Bosch, the last hope here in the 8th. He takes a pitch outside.
Well, this is what these guys get paid for. One swing of the bat can change things.
Looking ahead of the 9th, Fuentes a lefty, hittable by righties, and you wonder if they would keep Balfour in to get the first out of the 9th to face Cabrera. Whoa! There's a pitch that crossed up Suzuki, and he got hit.
Well, he was looking for the breaking ball or a changeup and got the fastball. I talked about that before. That's the difference. Now the little conversation with the umpire, too. Maybe just checking on the Suzuki. But, again, if you call a breaking ball or changeup, you're not going to catch a fastball like that. As good as Suzuki is, he couldn't do it. And that ball hit. He's lucky. Looked like he got his glove on it, but you call
self-defense.
You call a fastball, you get a breaking ball, you catch it.
We've seen it twice tonight. Earlier he did catch the breaking ball. It didn't. Just deflected the fastball. 2-0 fastball, high and outside. Again, this is one of the things for Balfour. He walks 4 per 9 innings, and he has run into trouble with the walks throughout his career off and on. Better the last 2 years. 3-0 pitch, strike on the outside corner. Bosch with 2 sharp singles in this game. 1 to left, 1 to center. He's 2 for 3.
Well, with the big man on deck, if you're Balfour, you're thinking, I'm going to get this guy right here, go after him. And Brendan Bosch knows that, so be ready.
Now the windup, the 3-1. Fastball, strike 2. That's a perfect pitch. You're not going to do anything with that.
Right. It's wise to let that go.
3-2 on Bosch. 1-0 A's. The 3-2 pitch, swinging a high fly ball to center. It's deep. Crisp is going back. He's got room onto the track. He makes the catch a step away from the fence.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
Bosch made a bid, but it's out number 3.
Man, oh, man.
We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. 1-0 Oakland. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. Oakland. It's been this way since the 3rd. Al Albuquerque threw 8 pitches last inning. Struck out 2 in his major league debut. Gave up a hit, but that's all he needed to get through 4 batters and a scoreless inning. And first pitch here to Coco Crisp. Strike 1. Batting lefty against the righty. Next pitch hangs high. The first pitch that's been called a ball with Al Albuquerque on the mound.
He said this is easy up here up until that one. Just throw it across the plate.
Lights are better.
That's right. Neil Money's really good.
Chris scored the only run of the game, swinging a tap foul. That sharp slider down and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Chris singled in the 3rd, stole second, and he stole second easily. And a strikeout of Derek Barton, and then DeJesus with 2 outs. Single to right center. Fly ball in the right spot. Dropped in front of Don Kelly. That's the only run of the game. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul to the screen. That's a fastball riding up in the strike zone, and Crisp had just got a piece of it. 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Albuquerque. Pitch speed brought to you by Comcast.
We established the breaking ball, that fastball, which is live as it anyway, it looks that much quicker to the hitter.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul. How did he?
Going to hit his foot. He was going to hit him in the foot.
That was darting
he
down and in. I can't believe he got a piece of that.
Well, I didn't want to get hit in the foot.
Still 1-2 on Coco Crisp. 1-0 A's. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. The 1-2 pitch. Swinging a fly ball deep left center field. On the run is Kelly, still going to left center. Will make the catch on the run. Running onto the warning track in deep left center field. The last 2 balls have both ended up on the warning track, Jim. We have not seen that until these last 2 batters.
Very surprising. Now, Brennan Bosch has tremendous power. You know, that you're not surprised at that, but Coco Crisp does not have power. And that ball had terrific carry.
In the 2 games, just about every ball to the outfield has been a routine fly ball. Rayburn's double last night, and now these last 2 are the exception. Now Derek Barton 2 for 3. Got on twice with walks yesterday. 1-0 Oakland in the 8th. First pitch from Albuquerque. Slider slips out of his hands high and outside. Ball 1. Albuquerque making his major league debut. 24 years old. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball for a strike. Throws Barton.
I don't think they've seen a breaking ball like this for a while.
Throws it a couple of different ways, doesn't he?
Yes.
Shorter, bigger break, and then the sharp break down and into the left-handed batter. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Another slider for a strike.
I mean, that almost looked like it had swing-back action and went down.
Very impressive debut for Al Albuquerque. A's have the 1-0 lead in the 8th. The 1-2 swing and a miss. He got him on strikes.
Wow. Now you see why he struck out all those batters at Toledo.
3rd strikeout for Albuquerque.
Man.
Looking ahead now to the 9th inning with Fuentes coming on. Cabrera, Martinez, and Kelly, the 3 scheduled batters. Two outs. That brings up David DeJesus. First pitch. Fastball. Missed the mark. Not by much. Ball 1. DeJesus 2 for 3. Barton has 2 hits tonight. Crisp, Pennington, and Suzuki has 2 hits. Those are your 8 hits for the A's. Here's the 1-0. Fastball strike. That's a little above the belt. Might have been a makeup for the pitch before. 1-1.
Oh, they don't do that. There's umpires.
NG with the base at third. Santiago shades up the middle. Rayburn in left is in and toward the line. Straight up in center for Kelly. Same for Bosch in right. Left-handed batter against the righty. The next pitch is outside. 2-1 on DeJesus, who has the only RBI of the game. It's 1-0 Oakland in the bottom of the 8th. The Tigers shut out the A's yesterday. The A's trying to shut out the Tigers tonight. Albuquerque from the stretch. Delivers a 2-1. Ground ball slowly to the right side. Charging Rimes. Gloves it off his shoe tops. An easy toss to Cabrera. Well, those are 2 strong innings for Al Albuquerque in his major league debut. He gives up just 1 hit and strikes out 3 in the 2 innings. Last chance for the Tigers. We go to the 9th, 1-0 Oakland on the Detroit Tigers radio network. Ninth inning, 1-0 Oakland. Last shot for the Tigers, and Brian Fuentes takes over on the mound.
Has 5 saves this year. 188 career-wise. Not allowed to run over his last 5 appearances, 6 2/3, but he can have command problems and can serve them up also.
First pitch to Miguel Cabrera is a little bit low and outside. Jim, some history with these first 2 batters, Cabrera and Martinez, and you assume a pinch hitter for Kelly.
3 for 6 for this big man, a double and a home run off of Fuentes for Miguel Cabrera.
Now the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball by him at 89 miles an hour. Fuentes doesn't give up a lot of home runs. The ones he gives up almost exclusively to right-handed batters.
Well, he's interested. It's an interesting closer. Short armor, arm thrower, not overpowering.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. He's swinging a high fly ball, right center field. Coming over crisp at the wall, looking up, and it's gone! A home run! Miguel Cabrera carries the 15-foot wall in deep right center. We've got a tie game, 1-1 in the 9th.
Well, I tell you, just what the doctor ordered. I tell you, we have seen this before by the big man. Gets a pitch up in the zone with tremendous power, and that ball just kept carrying. It's 388 where that ball went out with a high fence, and all of a sudden this ball game is absolutely tied up, and Oakland A's fans are stunned with just what happened. How about that? Another Fago home run for the big man, making delicious flavors for over 100 years.
How about it is right. 5th home run ties the game. And now Victor Martinez, who also has had success against Fuentes, steps to the plate.
Only 1 at bat, but that's a home run.
And the pinch hitter in the on-deck circle, Casper Wells. Swinging a foul to the screen. Thought we might see Johnny Peralta. He's got 2 career home runs against Fuentes. But now the game is tied.
How about that? The big man is just one swing of the bat. Things change.
Chris went over, and you wondered if he had a shot at it, and then you realized he was looking up. 1-1 tie in the 9th. The Tigers have been shut out through 8 innings. Martinez tonight is 1 for 3. Fuentes from the stretch, the strike 1 pitch. Swinging a line drive right to the shortstop Pennington. He gloves it for out number 1. 2 good swings to start the 9th.
This inning brought to you by the O'Reilly Auto Parts, professional auto parts people.
Howard Bailey is on the DL. It's a break not to have to face him.
Well, you're not kidding. He is a good one.
He is a tremendous closer for the Oakland A's. Now Casper Wells will pinch hit for Don Kelly. Don finished tonight 1 for 3. 1-1 tie in the 9th. Hinge waiting on deck. LaRoche with the base at third. Same for Barton at first, middle of the infield back. Wells dropped down a beautiful bunt base hit last night. Changeup floats outside. Suzuki has to reach far across his body to backhand it. Miguel Cabrera with his 5th home run. He'd gone hitless his previous 10 at-bats. Came up big when the Tigers needed it most. Here's the 1-0. fastball strike, slings it in at the knees. One ball, one strike.
Miguel Cabrera, what a special hitter he is. Boy, what have you done for me when you need a run, you need a big hit? Boy.
It's amazing how many of his home runs last year were in big situations. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball by him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 21 of Miguel Cabrera's home runs last year, Jim, either tied the game, gave the Tigers a lead, or came in a 1-run game.
How good is that? I mean, that's really what your cleanup hitter, that's what you ask him to do, and he just shines.
Not an easy place to hit a home run. And you don't see too many right-handers go the opposite way over that 15-foot wall. The 1-2 pitch. Change up away. Again, well out of the strike zone. Casper Wells pinch hitting for Don Kelly, who finished the night 1 for 3. Wells 3 for 9 in the early going. One of those hits was a double. With 2 strikes, LaRoche backs up. He's deep at third, close to the line. Fuentes sets the 2-2. Swing and a foul straight back.
Well, it is, as we said, it is really a different style of pitching, and from a closer standpoint, he's not one of these guys that's going to blow you away. He has to depend on command and deception with the short arm delivery that he has, but at times the Tigers have seen him. He seems to have a tough time.
Yeah.
Even if he does get the save.
Wells waiting, the 2-2 pitch again. Swing and a miss, fastball by him. Strikeout of Wells makes it 2 outs, bases empty, a run in, a tie game. And that brings up Brandon Inge. Activity in the Tigers bullpen. Again, everybody's got 42. I believe that's Benoit who is throwing. On the Tigers bullpen.
With the blonde glove, absolutely. That's how we change.
I forgot to look at the glove.
That's right, the blonde glove.
Inge batting, 2 outs, bases empty. 0 for 2 plus a walk. First pitch from Fuentes. Change up way out of the strike zone. He's tried that pitch 3 times the last 2 batters. Hasn't come close. Miguel Cabrera has tied the game in the 9th.
I think Bob Guerin was saying, maybe I should have kept Balfour in there just to pitch to Cabrera leading off. Same thing could have happened, but I'm sure he's thinking about it.
You like your chances better with Balfour against Cabrera.
Absolutely.
Plain and simple. There's a pitch inside 2-0. One tie in the 9th. Right-handed batter against the lefty. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a pop-up. On the infield to second base. Ellis comes in a couple of steps and he makes the catch. Tigers are out, but only after Cabrera ties it with a home run. Bottom of the 9th in Oakland, a 1-1 tie now. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. Bottom of the 9th in Oakland, 1-1 tie thanks to the Miguel Cabrera home run. And look who's still on the mound.
Well, can't blame him. Send Al out there again. He's making it look easy.
Al Albuquerque in his 3rd inning of work, mainly because he needed just 21 pitches to get to the first 2 innings in his major league debut. Sharp slider low and outside to Josh Willingham. Next pitch is a strike on the inside corner.
That looked like a changeup. Go with the good breaking ball.
Willingham, Matsui, and Ellis. 1-1 tie, bottom of the 9th. Willingham is 0 for 2. The 1-1, fastball outside. 2-1. 3 strikeouts for Albuquerque and a lot of strikes in his first 2 innings. 25 pitches so far, 19 for strikes. That's been the biggest question mark concerning Albuquerque. Can he throw enough strikes? Pitch low and outside. 3-1 on Willingham.
Well, the bullpen's busy. Villarreal and Schlereth. One of each loosening up for the Tigers.
A's scored their run in the third. The Tigers have just tied it on a Cabrera home run. Willingham, Matsui, and Ellis here in the ninth. Albuquerque on the mound. 3-1 pitch, high and outside. He walked him. Villarreal and Schlereth are ready. And here comes Jim Leyland. He wants Schlereth to pitch to Matsui. Tried to get one more out from Albuquerque. He knew he probably wanted to go to Schlereth to face Matsui, but the leadoff walk here in the bottom of the ninth. We'll keep it right here so we can check some scores on the General RV scoreboard. Everything but the Cardinals and Dodgers game in Los Angeles is final. The Cardinals lead that game 7-2. Albert Pujols with 2 home runs in that game. He hit one yesterday. But how about Lance Berkman? He hit 2 home runs, and he's got 6.
Wow, Lance making a comeback there.
A little quiet last year, especially after the trade to the Yankees. 7-2 Cardinals over the Dodgers. Finals in the National League. Nationals beat the Brewers 4-3 and 10. The Marlins over the Phillies 4-3. Pirates beat the Reds 6-1 in Cincinnati. Mets and Braves wiped out by rain. Padres beat the Astros 4-2. Aaron Harang now 3-0 for the Padres. Rockies shut out the Cubs. Chacin is 3-0, 5-0, and the Rockies are 11-2. And the Giants finish off the Diamondbacks 5-2. Kane gets the win, and Wilson his 3rd save. Royals 6-5 winners over the Mariners. The Angels beat the White Sox 4-3 in Chicago. Rays beat the Twins 5-2. The Twins are 4-9. The Red Sox, though, are 2-10. They lost at home to the Jays 7-6. The Rangers beat the Yankees 5-3, and the Indians are 9-4, matching the Royals. 8-2 winners over the Orioles. Daniel Schlereth is the new pitcher for the Tigers.
Well, for this young Tiger left-hander, 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, a couple walks, and 1 strikeout. Well, what a job by Al Albuquerque, though. Boy, that's a pretty nice job just being recalled from Toledo. And the Tiger organization knew something when they went out and signed him as a free agent in the offseason. Obviously, they saw 2 very good pitches in his arsenal.
And you're right, Jim. That is good scouting. On paper, the numbers made you kind of go, huh?
Right, but little tweaking, perhaps, with his command, with his mechanics.
Matsui at the plate. Lefties handled him last year. Daniel Schlereth has not been consistent yet at the major league level, getting out lefties. Matsui is 0 for 3 tonight. He scorched the ball twice and then struck out. There's a strike at the knees on the outside corner.
Good call.
Big moment in this game. Matsui batted with a man at third and 2 outs in the 6th inning. After Willingham had struck out with that man on third, Matsui also struck out, and Porcello right now, that is looking like a big moment in this game.
Very much so.
Stranded what would have been the second run of the game, swinging a foul off the foot of Matsui.
Well, that's that shorter curveball from this young left-hander. Remember, when he first came up with the Tigers, had that 12-6, but found out here in the big leagues that they have better eyes for the hitters, and a lot of times in college or in the minor leagues, they'll swing at those pitches, and they're not strikes. Hard to command, doesn't mean he won't go back to it, but I like the shorter action with the breaking ball, and the fastball makes the fastball that much better.
Been as strong as last 12 innings last year, using that pitch to great effect. Here's the 0-2 to Matsui, swinging a pop-up. Shallow center field, Santiago Rhymes going out. Rhymes will make the catch in shallow center. 1 out in the 9th inning. 1-1 tie. Tigers trying to make it 2 straight over the Oakland A's, trying for their 4th straight win in the Oakland Coliseum.
Good breaking ball. Down in the zone. Nothing he could do with it. Easy pop-up. Well, here comes the skipper again.
Making his way to the mound. Ellis at the plate. Villarreal is ready. And he'll be coming into the game. Tigers are making a change. A man on, a man out. 1-1 tie in the 9th. While they do, we pause for these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Bottom of the ninth, 1-1 tie. Man on, man out. And Brian Villarreal takes over on the mound.
Well, another hard-throwing youngster. 6 2/3 for him. 6 hits. Couple of runs. One a home run. 3 walks and 6 strikeouts. And good fastball. And then also a very good slider. We just saw a very good one from breaking ball from Schlereth. And a very good variety of breaking balls from the youngster Al Albuquerque.
Albuquerque walked the leadoff man. This is his third inning of work. Willingham is at first. Matsui popped out against Schlereth. Now Ellis facing the right-hander, Villarreal. First pitch, fastball, strike. Down in the strike zone, strike one. He poured it in at the knees. Boy, how about this? You're entrusting this game to 2 raw rookies.
Got to find out.
Villarreal, 8 starts above A-ball. Albuquerque, 60 innings above A-ball. Strike one pitch. Line drive down the left field line. Foul. Oh boy.
Well, you hang those breaking balls and hitter's eyes light up, but got the barrel of the bat out too quick that time.
Ellis much better against left-handed pitching last year. He can definitely limit his effectiveness with a righty on the mound. 0 for 3 tonight. 2 strikeouts and a bounce out. Not a guy who generally strikes out much. Villarreal has been very, very impressive, to say the least, in his early innings of the Tigers. Avila setting up outside. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a pop-up foul right below us. That pitch came up and in. And Ellis just fought it off to stay alive. Man on, man out, bottom of the ninth, and a 1-1 tie.
Only a few innings under his belt, but you just like what you see. I mean, he's going to have some ups and downs, but so far, no fear right after the hitters.
Jim Leyland constantly says you'll find out a lot after he gets knocked around that first time. He has yet to get knocked around.
Well, it happens to everybody.
Villarreal sets, holds a glove away from the letters when he sets, works third base side of the rubber, he steps off. Looks to runner Willingham back to first. The word is out on Villarreal with 2 pickoffs already in his limited innings in the major leagues. Willingham's not a base-stealing threat anyway. He's got a very short lead. Villarreal listed at 6 feet, 170 pounds. Gets the sign from Avila. He sets. Ellis waiting on an 0-2 pitch. Villarreal holds it an extra beat and again steps off. Crowd getting on him. They're into this game. 21,000, making a lot more noise than the announced 11,000 last night. It looked more like 2,000 or 3,000 in the seats last night.
Unless a lot of people came in dark green.
Might have. Willingham with the short lead. The 0-2 pitch. Slider in the dirt. Alex Avila, good block, anticipating, sliding to his right. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and a 1-1 tie. Miguel Cabrera with a home run to deep right center, leading off the 9th inning against Fuentes.
He just had a good feeling. I mean, it's
he
easy
really
to
did
say now, but we talked about it between
yeah.
innings. I mean, that man is so good, and Fuentes, it was to his liking. One swing of the bat just changes everything.
Villarreal looks over his shoulder at Willingham at first. Man on, man out. Ellis, a right-handed batter at the plate. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Did he get a piece of it? He did.
Yeah.
Fouled it off of Alex Avila, who is in pain at home plate.
Yeah, those balls, when you go down the dirt, hit up under the thigh area, in the area that everybody knows what I'm talking about is tender.
Still 1-2 on Ellis.
Tools of intelligence.
Just barely got a piece of it. That hit his
Breaking ball off the plate. We'd say 6 inches off the plate, wasn't it?
Yep. Ellis just trying to track it and get a piece of it. Came up, hit Avila on the left knee, so shook it off. Now he's ready to go. 1-1 tie, bottom of the 9th. Villarreal ready. The 1-2 pitch, fastball low and away. It's a mid-90s fastball from Villarreal, and for the most part, he has commanded it very well in his 6 2/3 innings with the Tigers. Outfield straight up. It's Rayburn in left, Wells in center, and Bosch in right. Pitchers duel again at the Oakland Coliseum. Now Ellis waiting on the 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. Up and in, and it almost hit him. Oh, wow. Man, I thought it might have caught his jersey as he spun out of the way. And Avila out to have a word with Villarreal.
Well, you want to get this guy because the man on deck is such a good clutch hitter and a pain in the neck against the Tigers. Well, actually, it hit his jersey, didn't it?
And I was worried about.
He got the old floppy jersey there.
I thought he was going to head down to first. 3-2, 1 out. Middle of the infield looking for something on the ground. It was 0-2 on Ellis. Now it's 3-2. Villarreal so far in his time with the Tigers has walked 3. 3-2 runner goes, swinging a foul out of play.
I got a lot of faith in Ellis that he'll be able to make contact.
Willingham does not have good speed. He's had a very short lead over at first. Cabrera holds with Willingham. Again, a cautious lead as he edges off. Villarreal looks over his shoulder at Willingham. Now he sets. Avila setting up outside. 3-2 runner goes, swinging a line drive, caught by Santiago, and he'll just come over and tag the runner Willingham, who was all the way down to second base.
My goodness.
Second time in this game, a scorcher to short has ended the inning with a double play. We're headed to extra innings in Oakland, a 1-1 tie on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Alex Avila leads off for the Tigers. We're in extra innings. First time this year that the Tigers have played extra innings. The Oakland A's, same number of games, are now playing their 5th extra inning game of the year, their first at home. They're 2-2 so far. Avila takes a pitch up and in from the lefty, Fuentes. Fuentes extremely tough on lefties. They hit him for low average and very low power. LaRoche even with the base at third. Rest of the infield back. Barton at first is deep and right along the line. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball up, 2-0. High and tight. Avila 1 for 3. Also lined out. A couple of good swings for Alex tonight. Santiago and Rhines will follow. Tigers tied it in the 9th inning. They've been trailing 1-0 since the 3rd. Cabrera tied it with his 5th home run. Now swinging the ground ball wide to first and between the legs of Barton.
Wow.
Into right field. The 4th error of the year on Derek Barton, who is a superb defensive infielder.
It was an in-between hop, but he got over in front of it, and, he jumped up in cardinal sin. What you want to do is let your body play the ball, just like the hot corner at third base, but he jumped up, went between his legs. This inning brought to you by the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, Michigan's most trusted name in healthcare.
4 errors on Derek Barton. Now Santiago will square, shows bunt, pulls the bat back. First pitch is high and outside. LaRoche is charging hard from third, so Santiago will have to lay down a pretty good bunt to get Alex Avila down to second base.
Well, he's good at it.
Seems like every time he's called upon to do it, he does it.
He knows how to deaden the ball.
Bunt it to the right side, we'll see. The pitch pulls the bat back, and it's a ball. That's close, but it's 2-0. So he's going to 2-0 on each of the first 2 batters. Cabrera greeted Fuentes, who was trying to close it out and go 6 for 6 in save opportunities. He greeted him with a home run to start the 9th. And that's why we're in extra innings right now. Short lead for Avila at first. The 2-0, instead a flip over to first, and Alex easily back with a head-first slide. 1 run, 7 hits for the Tigers. 1 run, 8 hits, and now 1 error for the Oakland A's.
A little mojo for the Tigers tonight with those line-out double plays.
Santiago again bunts it this time down the third base line. Fielded by LaRoche. He'll throw to first. And Santiago is out. That ball hugged the third base line, and LaRoche's only play was to first. So, as he almost always does, Santiago lays down the sacrifice.
It was a beauty, and by the way, the Indian double play on that line drive off the bat of Ellis, another donation of Jack's Place for Autism, donated by Super Buick GMC.
Let's pause right now for station identification. This is the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Man on second, representing the go-ahead run. Johnny Peralta will pinch hit, and Ron Romanek is running out to the mound. The pitching coach for the Oakland A's.
Yeah, there's a
little
reason.
review.
Yes.
With Peralta at the plate, and we might as well review those numbers for Johnny Peralta against Brian Fuentes.
2 for 6, 2 home runs. And a hurry-up call to the bullpen also for the A's.
A big error by sure-handed first baseman Derek Barton. He'll make errors over the course of a season, but he makes a lot of plays. He gets high marks for his work at first. To make 4 errors in the first month is really amazing.
It is. You can see he put his head down. I mean, he knows he the right way to play that is, play it with your body, and you have plenty of time to get the runner.
Plenty of time to get off the line and get over to that ball. Conversation over. Peralta at the plate. 1-1 tie. Outfield remains very deep all around. First pitch to Peralta, swinging a foul out of play. Of the outfield arms, there really isn't a standout plus arm, Jim, in the outfield.
No.
DeJesus has what's described as a left field arm, and he's in right.
Well,
and Willingham has an average arm in left, and Coco Crisp below average in center.
Well, it's just get to the cutoff man as fast as you can.
Surprised they're not in just a little bit more. There's a turn and throw to second. It's going to go into center field. Alex Avila's going to get up and go over to third. Crisp up with the ball. The throw to third won't be nearly in time.
Wow.
An attempted pickoff of Alex Avila at second, and Fuentes hesitated and then threw a one-hopper into center field.
How about that? An error to get Avila on base, a sacrifice bunt, and now another mistake by the Oakland A's. Fuentes, the veteran, threw a horrible throw. And a good base running by Alex Avila to find the ball and get up and know that Coco Crisp can't throw a lick. Got into third base easily. How about that? Man, oh man.
Now, they will walk Peralta, but still it sets up man on third. Wow, the pitch, almost a wild pitch on a pitch out. As they just try to intentionally walk Peralta. But now you've got a man at third for Ryan Rayburn, who's got a knack for lifting that ball in the air.
Well, they have it's like Ziegler, the submariner, loosening up in the pen for the A's.
So they will intentionally walk. Peralta goes into the books as an intentional walk. Runners at the corners. Rayburn waiting on deck. And Fuentes' night comes to an end with the fourth one wide to Johnny Peralta. Ziegler, the side armor, is ready. And we're waiting for Bob Guerin to pop out of that A's dugout.
Now ready, Ryan Rayburn.
And it looks like even Fuentes is looking into the dugout.
Well, I think everybody in white uniforms looking in the dugout.
I mean, Ziegler, known for getting ground balls. And you can certainly lift the ball in the air off Fuentes.
Well, this is interesting. Well, that's why Guerin's makes the big money. He's going to make a decision that surprises everybody.
Go ahead, run at third. 1-1 tie, 10th inning, 1 out. The first pitch. Changeup floats outside, ball 1. Crowd getting a little restless.
Well, I think maybe because they didn't change pitchers.
Ziegler is ready. He's been up. I mean, he's ready to go. First and third. Rayburn tonight, hitless. Fuentes will throw over to first, and Peralta back standing up. He's got a very short lead. Rayburn tonight is 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts and a pop out. Outfield deep all around and straight up. Fuentes from the stretch. The pitch, high and outside again. 2-0 with an off-speed pitch. Interesting pitch selection, too, to Ryan Rayburn.
Well, it is, but
that pitch has not been effective for him all night.
No, I mean, you can see he's just feeling his stuff tonight.
2-0 on Rayburn. Great opportunity here to bring in a run. 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball by him.
Boy, at 87, about belt high down the heart of the plate. Got to have a little better swing than that against that arsenal.
Middle of the infield and double play depth. Outfield deep all around. Willingham in left, Crisp in center, DeJesus in right. Great opportunity for the Tigers to break a 1-1 tie in the 10th inning. Fuentes sets, holds the glove at the belt. The pitch, high and tight, 3-1 on Rayburn. Brennan Bosch is waiting on deck. Fuentes gets the sign now from Suzuki. He's set. Suzuki setting up outside. 3-1 pitch, not close. Breaking ball went around the plate. A walk to Rayburn. Loads the bases for Brennan Bosch. And now he will stay with Fuentes with the lefty coming up.
Some unhappy fans here for many reasons. The way the A's have played and perhaps the lack of moves by the manager.
You look at the add-on runs in the game last night without benefit of a hit, Jim. 3 walks, sacrifice fly, and an error. Tonight, error, intentional walk.
That's right. This is an A's ball club that we were told better defensively. Pitching is superb.
Again, Fuentes tough on lefties, but Bosch really hangs in against lefties. First pitch from Fuentes, swing and a miss. Fastball located down and away, strike one. Bosch has had good swings tonight. He's 2 for 4.
And Brennan hangs in there, does not pull off the ball. He'll give you, I tell you, no matter what happens, he's up there to try to do the job. He bears down.
Fly ball to the outfield of any depth will almost surely score the go-ahead run. 1-1 tie when the 10th base is loaded, 1 out. The strike one pitch to Bosch. Swing and a tap foul, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. Cabrera is waiting on deck. Go out on a limb and say he's not going to face Fuentes a second time.
Well, you wouldn't think so, but he's faced lack of moves tonight. I'm not sure.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Let's let Brennan do some damage here.
Base is loaded in the 10th inning in a 1-1 game. Tigers trying to take the lead. The 0-2 pitch, swinging a line drive down the right field line in the corner. It's hooking, and it is a fair ball up against the base of the wall. Avila in to score. Right behind him is Peralta, and the Tigers take the lead in the 10th on the 2-run double from Brennan Bosch.
How about that 0-2 count? He throws a breaking ball that said, "Hit me," written all over it, inner half of the plate, and he did not miss it. Terrific, as we said. Brennan Bosch will hang in there. Boy, he got one that he could racky-tack, and it was a dandy.
Love the way he went down and got that, Jim.
He loves it. He absolutely loves it. What an inning for the Tigers.
What a big hit for Brennan Bosch. They will intentionally walk Cabrera. Martinez is waiting on deck. 3-1 Tigers in the 10th. They've scored 3 off the A's closer, Brian Fuentes, filling in for Howard Bailey, and he couldn't get the job done tonight. And the Tigers have a 3-1 lead in the 10th.
Well, it all goes back to that ground ball that Barton couldn't make the play on.
Routine,
and now it's they took advantage of mistakes, just like last night.
Cabrera will be intentionally walked to reload the bases. And that will be the end of the night for Fuentes. And you're going to hear some boos, I think, for both Bob Guerin and for Fuentes.
Absolutely.
Some surprising moves not made here in the 10th inning.
Right.
2 runs in for the Tigers, a 3-1 lead. And while the A's go to their bullpen, Ziegler will come on to face Martinez. We'll pause for these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Brad Ziegler is a new pitcher for the Oakland A's, and he'll be facing Victor Martinez with the bases loaded, 1 out, 2 runs in, and a 3-1 Tigers lead.
3 1/3 so far for this sinker baller. Not a hard thrower, a couple hits. 2 walks and 4 strikeouts.
Bob Guerin had to make the move, but Victor Martinez gets to turn around bat lefty, and Ziegler's had a very, very tough time getting lefties out the last 2 years. They've hit .326 with power against him. First pitch here, outside. Some interesting moves made tonight, or not made.
Not made.
By Bob Guerin. And the Tigers have scored 2 here in the 10th. Brennan Bosch on an 0-2 pitch drills one down the right field line for a 2-run double. The pitch to Martinez, a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wells waiting on deck. An error, a sacrifice, an error, an intentional walk, another walk, and a double. Followed by 1 more intentional walk. And the Tigers have scored 2, and they've still got a chance to add on. The pitch floats outside, off speed and away. 2-1 on Martinez, who is 1 for 4 tonight. Ground ball single in the 4th. He lined out his last time up. Rayburn the runner at third, Bosch at second, Cabrera at first. 3-1 Tigers in the 10th. The pitch, swinging a foul out of play. Fastball. Its fastball is generally 82 to 85.
It tells you that that swing late on that, as we said earlier, Victor not seeing the ball like he normally does.
Need to get this bat going, but the Tigers are finding ways to win on nights when they're not scoring a lot of runs.
That's right. Well, the add a ball tonight really bailed out the Tigers several times.
Now Martinez waiting. The pitch from Ziegler is swinging a line foul a little further down the left field line. He hit it harder, but well foul. 18 innings of work in his career against the Tigers for Ziegler. He's allowed just 2 runs, 1 extra base hit in 18 innings of work.
Remember, a couple years ago, he was the closer.
He was the closer. He was a sensation.
It was incredible what he did.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, 1 out. The pitch. Swinging a line drive. Base hit past Ellis into right field. Rayburn in to score. Everybody move up 1. 4-1 Tigers here in the 10th. Victor Martinez delivers an RBI.
Well, he stayed on that all-speed pitch and just tapped it nicely into right field. That's good patience by Victor.
4-1 Tigers with 3 here in the 10th. Bosch to third, Cabrera to second. Martinez at first for Casper Wells. Wells came in the game as a pinch hitter for Don Kelly in the 9th and struck out.
Well, this could be a decent matchup because Ziegler not a hard thrower. Doesn't have that overpowering fastball.
First pitch, swinging a ground ball slowly, chopped to third. LaRoche will charge, bare hand throw, and he throws it wild to home plate. Bosch has scored right behind him. Cabrera, throw to the plate, not in time. He slides in ahead of the throw from Suzuki to Ziegler. 2 more runs for the Tigers. LaRoche fielded the slow chopper. He had a tough throw down the line, but he threw it away. 6-1 Tigers in the 10th.
This is like the Bad News Bears. My goodness, a high chopper, barehanded it, and not even close. He had to play at the plate, not even close to Suzuki, and man, what an ugly inning by the Oakland A's.
Good aggressive base running by Miguel Cabrera. He never broke stride around third and just beat the throw home from Suzuki to Ziegler.
This is
one of the craziest innings that you'll see. There's a strike. We will repeat that this is a good defensive team, or at least it was last year. Well, they've made some changes, but still.
Boy, good tell in this series. They have been horrible.
3 errors in this inning. Now in swings and bounces one softly to the left. Charging is LaRoche on the grass. A little flip over to first. That's out number 2, but it scores another run. Martinez scores, and the Tigers just keep adding on. It's 7-1 here in the 10th.
This is In Oakland A's annals, this is going to be one of the ugliest innings they've ever played for this organization.
Credit Brandon Inge with an RBI. LaRoche had no interest in throwing home that time. And Jim, when you go back to the error that he made, I mean, that was a force at the plate. And he really could have taken a second, it seems, to instead of throwing difficult on the run, he could have paused, set himself, and thrown home to Suzuki for the force.
Absolutely. It would not have been that a tough play, but he tried to force it. We saw Barton open up the inning with a routine ground ball. We saw Fuentes throw the ball into center field and pick off. We see that type of play by the third baseman. This has been brutal. You know, and they played a horrible game last night. You thought, well, if you're the manager of Oakland A's, well, we got that out of our system. Now we can move on. Well, it's still in their system.
7-1 Tigers with a 6-run 10th inning. There have been 2 hits this inning by the Tigers to score 6 runs.
Yeah, I mean, Bosch was the key base hit with 2 strikes on him, no balls.
Alex Avila bats for the second time. His at-bats started all of this. Barton was deep and right on the line. He had a ground ball off the line. Barton came over, and it just seemed to mess him up that he had to take 5 steps to his right because he jumped up on a high hopper and it went between his legs. 1 ball, 1 strike. 7-1 Tigers in the 10th. 3 errors, 3 walks, 2 hits. Now Avila takes a pitch outside.
Boy, there are still some people here, and I don't know why.
Oh, man, because they're too stunned to leave their seats.
Well, it's horrible baseball.
This was a 1-0 game going to the 9th, and the A's had played very well, pitched very well, obviously. There was a pitch low and outside, 3-1 on Avila. The Cabrera home run tied the game in the 9th, and the A's have come unglued here in the 10th.
Brandon McCarthy is... what happened?
He pitched a gem tonight.
Sure did.
And he did not get rewarded. The 3-1 line drive, base hit into right field. Rounding third, heading home as Wells. He'll score. Avila turns and holds. An RBI single, and it's 8-1 Tigers here in the 10th.
It's just amazing. A bullet off the bat of Alex. Keep pouring it on, taking advantage of horrible big league play. You can't even call it big league play by the A's.
Avila started the inning, reached with the error, was sacrificed to second. Fuentes threw the ball into center field, trying to pick Avila off second. He went to third, so they walked the pinch hitter Peralta intentionally. Rayburn then was walked unintentionally. That loaded the bases. Fuentes still in, facing his 9th batter of the night. On an 0-2 pitch, gave up a 2-run double to Bosch, and then Cabrera was walked intentionally. Santiago takes a strike to make it 1-1.
You know, I can say this. I'm glad I'm not doing the game wrap anymore, because to try to explain this inning, you got to be kidding me.
You'd be around for a while.
My goodness.
After the Cabrera intentional walk, Martinez with a single that kept the bases loaded. Santiago jumps out of the way of a high, tight pitch. The bases were still loaded when Brandon Inge hit a soft roller down the third base line. And that's when LaRoche charged, threw it away, 2 more runs, and the route was on. 8-1 Tigers. 2-1 pitch, swinging a ground ball and a high chop to first. Backing up, playing at Barton. He'll make the play unassisted. And a Bronx cheer for the A's.
Can't blame him.
The Tigers send 11 men to the plate and score 7 runs. We're headed to the bottom of the 10th, and the Tigers have an 8-1 lead. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. Bottom of the 10th inning in Oakland, and you don't say this very often. Bottom of the 10th, 8-1 Tigers lead.
Dan, I've been around the game a long time as a player and came up through the minor leagues, played the big league, broadcasted my 19th year. I'm not sure I've ever seen an uglier inning, seriously, by a team at any level that I played in. I really don't. I've never seen anything like this. It's like a complete collapse by a big league team.
And you've got the guys with sure hands and good reputations all around the infield. Barton, the first baseman, made an error. LaRoche at third made an error.
Well, if Barton just makes a play, that's it, basically.
There's no question. I mean, it changes everything. The error opened the door, and the Tigers scored 7. You won't see a 7-run lead in extra innings very often. I can't remember one. Suzuki takes a strike.
Did they tell us how many runs were earned? They're still working on it.
There's a swing and a line drive, base hit off the bat of Suzuki into right. Some changes for the Tigers. Austin Jackson is now in center. Wells is over in right field now. Jimmy Leland has used all of his position players. Austin Jackson is in center. Peralta stays in the game. He's at short, and Santiago moves from short over to second. It's a bench that gives Jim Leland a lot of versatility. With Kelly's ability to play just about anywhere. Wells can play any of the outfield spots. Bosch can play in left or right. Santiago can play anywhere on the infield. LaRoche at the plate. That's the pinch hitter, Sweeney. Ryan Sweeney at the plate, and he takes a pitch low. Sweeney pinch hitting for LaRoche. Left-handed batter against the righty. Brian Villarreal still in the game. The Tigers had, I believe it was Benoit up and throwing, but once the lead got big, here's a ground ball, base hit into left. And a couple of singles to start the bottom of the 10th inning with the Tigers leading by 7.
Well, a couple sharp base hits. Nobody is throwing. You're right, in the Tiger pen. Alex will be allowed to chat with the youngster out to chat with another youngster. And now the Tiger bullpen will get busy. Will be Benoit.
Not going to take any chances after this stunning top half of the inning.
Well, the Tigers, there's no way they could play a horrible inning like the A's just did. That just won't happen.
Unofficially, Jim, it looks like 2 of the runs were unearned. Trying to recreate the inning, and on the fly, that's a little tricky.
Yeah, as I said, the official score is still working on it.
There's a strike to Cliff Pennington. He's 1 for 3 tonight. 3 for 25 now as a left-handed batter this year. Been pretty good decent from both sides of the plate. Hits about the same left, right. 2 on to lead out the bottom of the 10th. 8-1 Tigers. Here's a line drive, base hit into left field.
Couldn't be.
Bobbled by Rayburn, but they will still hold Suzuki at third.
Oh,
this is the first time since the third that there have been as many as 2 base runners on the same inning for the A's. And the first time since the first they've had multiple base runners on at the same time.
And all 3 of these base hits were sharply hit. Well, they have more hits than the Tigers, but a lot less runs.
8-1, bases loaded on 3 singles in the 10th, and Cabrera's going to come in to have a word with his young right-hander. Rick Porcello started the night. We both like to start a lot, and there's a lot to like. 1 run on 7 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts in his 6 innings of work. He needed a good start, and he finished strong.
Well, he's got to leave this game with a lot of confidence. It is against the Oakland A's, not a good hitting ball club, but I think it's a start to get things turned around. You know, success breeds confidence. He's got to have some confidence in his next start after this appearance here tonight.
It's going to be all for Brian Villarreal. The hurry-up call to the bullpen. Alex Avila bought a little time, so did Cabrera going in to talk to Villarreal, but Jim Leland's not going to mess around. Those are 3 sharp singles off of Villarreal, who came on to get the last 2 outs last inning. And remember, the way he got the out was a sharp line drive.
That's right.
So didn't fool anybody tonight, and Joaquin Benoit will be called upon to close this out. While the Tigers make the change, leading by 7 in the 10th inning. We'll pause for these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. On the mound, bases loaded, none out, and the Tigers lead 8-1 in the 10th.
Well, for sure, Leland did not want to bring in Benoit in this situation, but really had no choice. 6 innings for him so far, 3 hits and a run off his pitches.
Coco Crisp at the plate. The first pitch, a fastball low. Well, those who have stayed,
and there are a few,
most did leave after you suggested, because they might want to go ahead and get a head start on the parking lot situation.
After the top half of this inning, it's just horrible.
This ballpark cleared out. Pitch from Benoit, swinging a ground ball to first base. Scooped up by Cabrera. He's going to go down to Peralta 1, and that's all they'll get. They get the lead man at second base. A run scores. It's now 8-2. Chris bounces out. Runners at the corners, 1 out. The fielder's choice forces Pennington at second base. Tigers have definitely benefited from some hard hit balls right at Tiger infielders. 2 big moments in this game. Bases loaded, 1 out in the first. Matsui drilled one up the middle, and Santiago fielded it on a skip and easily turned the inning double play. And then again, we saw a line out last inning, hit right up the middle
with the runner in motion.
And Santiago made the catch, tagged the runner who was coming across the bag. Down to second goes Coco Crisp. Defensive indifference gets him down to second. Puts runners at second and third.
And Dan, we were saying, I mean, with the runner in motion, that had been runners at first and third with Suzuki coming up with 1 down. So Mr. Mojo has arrived for Detroit.
It's always a good thing when you spot him.
I like Mojo.
Barton at the plate. Couple of hits tonight. The 1-0 from Benoit, swinging a foul straight back. Fastball in on the hands. Runners at second and third. 8-2 our score. RBI for Coco Crisp on the bounce out and the force at second. Sweeney, the pinch hitter, is at third. And Crisp is now at second. Left-handed batter against the righty, Joaquin Benoit. The pitch in the dirt with the splitter. Two and one, the count on Barton, heading into the heart of the order for the A's. Easy ground ball out. First batter facing Benoit. Well, it's as tough an outing as we've seen for Villarreal. Faced 4 batters. They all hit the ball hard.
They did.
He did get 1 out. That was on the line out. Inning double play and 3 sharp singles here in the 10th. Protecting a 7-run lead. 2-1 pitch. Off-speed pitch away. 3-1 on Barton. Single, double, and 2 strikeouts for Barton tonight. Guy who walks more than he strikes out. Hits around 270 with extra base and occasional home run power. Second and third, infield back. Hinge off the line, deep at third. Outfield plays Barton to go the other way. The pitch, a swing and a miss. Wow. He was trying to hit a 6-run home run, and he couldn't find it. It's 3-2.
Yeah, tardy and a uppercut swing. High and tight cheese.
Three and two on Barton. Benoit trying to close it out. He sets. 3-2 pitch, swinging a high pop-up, playable, foul territory, first base side. Cabrera will reach back, fall to the ground, and make the catch at the end, and then popped up cat quick.
Oh, he is
just
something.
In case Sweeney wanted to come home.
I'll tell you, he's such an impact hitter, and he loves to play the game. He has a good time, almost misplayed it, reached up, fell down, got up, ready to throw, baby.
I loved how he looked when he got up.
He is a lot of fun, that young man. And I'm glad he's on our side.
Oh, man. There's a comforting presence in the 9th inning when you need a run and he steps to the plate.
We just had a feeling, really,
did.
against Fuentes.
We talked about in the 8th with Balfour.
I'm telling you.
That brings up David DeJesus. First pitch strike. Oh, that's a good fastball from Joaquin Benoit. Speaking of comforting sights, I think Jim Leland's getting real used to the idea of Benoit coming on protecting leads late.
That's a pretty good arm, and I think he'll just get better the more he pitches.
8-2 Tigers. We're in the bottom of the 10th inning. A 7-run top half of the inning. There's a swing and a line drive over short into center field for a base hit. That's going to score a couple. Line single for DeJesus, third hit of the night. 3 RBIs for DeJesus. And it's now an 8-4 game.
Well, you could say they played horrible defensive ball here tonight, but they did not give up after that horrible top half of the inning. They're still fighting.
So Villarreal will be charged with 3 runs in 2/3 of an inning. Al Albuquerque was another bright spot for the Tigers tonight, making his major league debut. First inning in the major leagues, he threw 7 pitches, struck out 2 on 3 pitches, gave up a single on 1 pitch and a pop out on the other. That was his first inning in the major leagues.
A lot of air swinging that breaking pitch he had.
8 pitches, 8 strikes in his first inning. This is swinging a ground ball to third, knocked down by Brandon Inge, down to second for the force on DeJesus, and the Tigers make it 2 straight in Oakland with a wild 10th inning, aided by sloppy play from the Oakland A's. Porcello and Albuquerque, the stars on the pitching side. Benoit closes it out, and the Tigers have now won 4 straight at the Coliseum going back to last year.
It's not who you play, when you play. The A's have been playing horrible. Tigers took advantage of it.
Tigers are back to the 500 mark with their 4th straight win. Our final score in 10 innings, the Tigers 8 and the Oakland A's 4.